Well, I think we all saw this coming at least a little bit, or like in theory. I don't think any of us saw specifically Micron completely exiting the hardware space in favor of AI, which it's not a great sign of things to come, but I think we all saw at least some kind of AI bubble about to pop. If you've been paying attention at all to the whole AI versus hardware thing and just the rise of AI in general, I think we all saw at least some kind of shift from certain companies from hardware to AI. This was inevitably going to happen. I wasn't expecting it to be Micron, or Micron, a Micron, a Macron, a macaroon, but this kind of thing was going to happen. That doesn't make it any better. That doesn't make it any more confidence-inducing, but it does at least give me some confidence that the AI bubble is going to be popping sooner than we probably thought. And I haven't really talked about AI on this channel, not because I'm not interested or not following, but just because it's not really the kind of thing that I talk about. I talk about games. I talk about fanboys. I'll make a half-hearted jab every now and again at the use of AI in game development, but it's not really my main area of expertise on this channel, at least. I'll happily throw shade at franchises like Call of Duty that have literally thousands of people working on the franchise and hundreds of millions of dollars to put into development, but then they still feel the need to use AI to make their fucking calling cards. And I'll happily throw shade at the companies that are insisting on using AI in their game development, but are using it in the dumbest ways imaginable. See above point about calling cards. I think the gaming industry is perfectly capable of using AI as a helpful tool. Use it to detect bugs. Use it to help you with bug fixes. Where people get annoyed with AI is when AI is used in the creative process. And that's the kind of shit that drives me bananas, because AI is inherently not creative, but that's kind of a topic for another video. I want to talk more about this. Micron is exiting the hardware space, and in case you don't know what Micron is, the quick cliff notes is that they were one of the leading manufacturers of certain hardware pieces like RAM and SSDs. Many of you watching this video may have Micron RAM in your computer and you didn't even know it, because nobody puts any thought into what company makes their RAM after they put it in the computer. And that's not your fault. RAM is boring. Nobody wants to think about RAM. It's incredibly not sexy. You know what is sexy? A graphics card. Ooh, I would put that in my mouth. But one of the leading RAM manufacturers is exiting the hardware space in favor of AI. I believe their exact wording was that they want to exit the hardware space and focus more on the more profitable AI space, I think is the wording they use, more profitable, because yeah, if there's no physical overhead, of course it's more profitable. Thanks for pointing that out. I never would have put that together. But the reason why so many people find this concerning, well, it's twofold. There's two reasons why people find this concerning. One of the concerning reasons that people are taking issue with, I actually don't take issue with, but there's another one that I certainly take at least a mutual amount of concern with. But the two major reasons that people are concerned about this move is, on one hand, it seems to indicate that hardware companies are exiting the hardware space, which is going to drive up hardware prices. The second reason people are concerned about this is it shows a shift in the gaming sphere away from human creation and towards AI, which is always going to be concerning because, as I said before, AI is inherently not creative. There are a lot of aspects of video games that you just cannot get from an AI. As for the hardware availability and hardware pricing, I think in the short term, yes, of course this is going to drive up hardware prices, but we're talking the very short term, because for every company that puts too much money into AI and too much stock into AI, there's going to be another company that doesn't put stock into AI. When Micron exits the hardware space, that creates a giant hole for another company to come take their space and make money off of the inevitable burst of the AI bubble. And even if the AI bubble doesn't burst, even if AI really is as central to the world as we're all like hearing from tech companies that it's going to be, there is still a giant hole in the hardware space now because Micron has exited. It's not going to be filled immediately, but it will be filled, because no matter what, as long as PCs exist, as long as computer hardware exists, there has to be RAM, there have to be hard drives and SSDs, and if Micron is exiting that space, there is going to be a company that comes and fills that space. So I'm really not concerned about the rise of prices here outside of the short-term annoyances of needing to pay more for RAM because there's just less suppliers on the market. Although it should be worth noting here that they're going to stay in the market until at least February 2026, which gives plenty of other companies time to ramp up the production, for new companies to come make a name for themselves. That's just the way the open marketplace works. One major player exits, exits and another player enters and fills the space. More likely, a lot of players enter to fill the space, because everybody wants that big space that Micron had. So that part I'm really not that concerned about. What I'm a little bit more concerned about is the other concern. Less so the immediate details of what happened, and more so the implications of what happened, and what is represented by what happened here. That being a large industry push towards AI and away from hardware, away from human innovation and human creation, towards machine creation, towards the streamlining of every possible situation and every possible aspect of the company-consumer relationship. And you could call me an optimist here. I sometimes feel like I am a bit of an optimist in the AI situation, because it really feels to me that all of the annoying things about AI that people, like all the annoying concerns that people seem to have about it, that being that the creative process of AI is just slop, and then there's the business side of things regarding the fact that the amount of money being poured into AI cannot possibly be offset by the amount of money that's inevitably going to be made by it. You hear people in the tech sphere talk about this all the time, about how they don't actually expect all of this money being invested in AI to be returned from AI, but rather they're using AI and investing in AI because they expect that what is eventually made with AI, the systems being built with AI, that is going to be what makes them money. It's less of a, we invested, for sake of conversation, we invested $20 in AI and we expect to make $30 off of that investment directly right away. It's more so of a big picture. We're investing $20 in AI because we think eventually something we do with that AI or something we do with the AI structures we're investing in will be licensed out, or someone somewhere will give us more than $20 to use the work that we did with that $20. It's very indirect, it's very theoretical, and it's very similar to the way that the internet was. You hear a lot of comparisons of the AI bubble to the internet bubble, and the internet bubble ended up being both right and wrong at the same time. But when you hear people talk about bubbles bursting, that's what I think is going to happen here, and frankly, I think Micron, Micry-Dick-Redo, my PP is taking a poo. I think Micron is indicative of the fact that the bubble will burst, and when I say the bubble bursts, what I mean is that it all becomes clear that the amount of money being pushed into AI simply is not worth it, because you have to think about the amount of money you're losing on products that you would have been making. You have to think about the amount of money that is not being immediately made back off of AI. You have to think about the fact that you're investing all of this money in AI, but so are all these other companies. Why are you going to be the one that profits so much off of it? And better question, how is your profit being made? This is something that a lot of companies are refusing to acknowledge and refusing to really spell out because they don't know. It's not even their fault that they don't know. This is new technology. But you invest millions of dollars into AI. Okay, at the end of the day, you're still a company. How is that money coming back? You have investors. You have people responsible for your money. You have a cash flow coming from somewhere. You have shareholders to answer to. You are spending their money on AI and not spending it on hardware. You're taking a huge leap here. How is that money coming back to you? And for, I think, the majority of these companies investing in AI, that money's just not going to come back. Because here we are, X number of months into the AI boom, and nobody can answer that question still. How are you making your money off of AI? Your AI is valued at X number of dollars. Why? What are you producing? That's the problem. Companies are investing in an idea. They're not investing in a product, they're investing in an idea that could potentially make products in the future, maybe. And now they're exiting the actual product space in order to focus on that. And I just don't think it's going to work. Now, the reason I'm not really concerned about this is because I'm someone, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know how I feel about the AAA gaming sphere. You know how I feel about the AAA gaming bubble, pumping millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars into these projects that cannot possibly be profitable on a long-term basis. I encourage it, because I love gaming, and I think AAA gaming in its current space is a complete misrepresentation of what people actually want from gaming. And I think this is no different. I think it's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be brutal. But when that AI bubble pops, I think there's going to be a massive restructuring of the tech industry, and ultimately the consumer is going to be who wins. The good aspects and the helpful aspects of AI will remain because people actually want those. People have actually invested time in those. But the annoying parts of AI are going to have to leave, and the companies that invested in the annoying parts of AI won't be able to justify doing it anymore. Meanwhile, all the spaces that those companies left in order to focus on AI, those holes in the market are going to to be filled by someone else who understands what the consumer wants. Ultimately, the consumer is going to win. So yes, Micron has exited the hardware space. And yes, that probably will cause a short-term increase in hardware prices, but it's going to be short-term because other companies will come and fill the space. It's going to be short-term because the consumer ultimately is going to dictate what they want. And when the AI bubble inevitably pops, which I really believe it will, unless something seriously changes and AI really makes it clear what its financial place in the business is right now. Because AI isn't going anywhere. AI is going to stay because AI is a phenomenal tool. But what AI is being used for and the amount of money being invested in AI is, in my opinion, completely unproven. Could it be proven in the future? Maybe. I don't think it will be. And by the time these big companies realize that, someone else will have already come and taken their place. So if you want my take on the Micron situation, that's it. It's probably not that exciting, but I'm just not worried about this. Frankly, I look at Micron's exiting of the hardware space the same way I look at, Nintendo jacking their prices up to $80. Or Rockstar Take-Two pricing GTA 6 at $100. I look at this the same way. It's completely boneheaded, it's completely out of touch with their consumer base, and all it's going to do is speed up the crash of the industry, which, frankly, I encourage, because that's the only way things get better. So, strap yourselves in. Micron's not going to be the last one. It's going to be really annoying for a while. It's going to be kind of hectic for a while. But ultimately, I do believe the consumer is going to win. Because if these companies want to make money, and the industry is going to keep chugging forward, the only way for that to happen is for the consumer to win. These companies have backed themselves into a corner, really. The only way that they can profit off of the amount of money they've invested into this and the amount of money they've just said no to by backing out of certain places, the only way for this to be a financially profitable situation for them is for the consumer to win. It's gonna be annoying while we get there, but I really believe it's going to happen. Doofus Club time. Biscuit1101, Nate, the Return of the King was upside down, Bullet 310 Char, Wild Gamer 2001, Senpai Joe, you make my earthquake, Winky, Kishkun, Doug Nigsy Smile, Board H Docking Coordinator, Joe Goons for Gaston, Hang Your Hair, have 6 dozen eggs. Max Skill V2 Gaming, Elite, I Want to Squeeze, Harmon Smith's Temples, Grimsy, Sergeant Jason Bond, Unicorn Rocco, It's a Hard Dog Life, Nice Dude, One May Savage, Pip Loving a Bowler Hat, no payoff, Official Dregs, Oh No, It's Gara getting pegged under the bed sheet, ooh woo, Vector, Vendetta, Audrey, McKendall, Resonant, Sick Nick, Mad Fox 94, Exchange Induction, Bear Brain, Stick Rider, Broken Crayon, Purple Apple the Rat King, I'm buying all the Steam controllers for myself, Devastator 2000s, Jake Spider Monkey 1994, Biggest Dickus, Schmo from Schmeaddle to Schmidt, Chris Void, Vast Dennis, Gaming with people. I miss Big Fudge and the Boys, or whatever it was with the boys. I missed that one. Muskie, I enjoyed saying that. Big Fudge Thrash, or fuck my life. Big Fudge Thrash the Vibin' Ought. Klepto Penguin, the Judge 06, Moltheme, Lizard, Oracle, Blast 1314, Jimmy Chops, Master Killer, Firestorm 2056, Tom Schnarl, Accent, Unknown 86718, The Letter H, Live Action Scooby-Doo from 2002, deserves an Oscar. Ed Shadowbearer 1789, Inventor Fondue, T-Train Reisner, Anon for Law, High Partial, Main 8, Volksauto.com, Main 4372, WX, Snake Eyes 327, Game Award 72, MK2396, E, Hentai, Smart Game Fire has 105, Tech Gaming, Slim Jim, Lord Bass the Second, Joe Laughs, the Moat, Gale with Autism, PC Gamer, Jessica Shepard, Biggest Power, Biggest Daddy, Xylophone, Doofenshmirtz Academy, Crew in the Snail Angel, Japan Hates Xbox, Exposed, LOL, Canadian, Baron von Valderheim, Cyrus 6771, 2 Dexter 940, Zickety, Cree Warrior 23, Hold Me Now! I'm 6 feet from the Max of Jeff, Simply the Chap, Totally Insane, Black Cobra, Face the Wall, Xeno Lover, Night of Cypher, M04, Iron 6, copies of Clip 2006 on Blu-ray. That's not even there anymore. Fuck, why did I say that? Night of Cypher. I have muscle memory. You have to understand, I do these for every video, so I have muscle memory for names that aren't in that order anymore. And it weirds me out when I do that. It's completely unconscious. Night of Cypher, ML04, Wolf of Midnight, Pig Venus, Steve Wynn Studios, Film McCracken, Gaming, Tariq Brown, Thordsgain, Magneck, Severin Evans, Basadio 3, Accounting for Kawaii Mixer, Pow Pow, Donnie Weston, Nick, Gob Gonson, Rogue with 919, Zach Vanny, Candy Kitten, Family, Hangman for Hire, Ellen Oval, Frost Crystal, Biogenesis, Floppy Fingers 97, Mickey Keys, Scuppers Go, Ghost, Toe, Reed, Soggy, Raptor Tim, Honest 94, Blue Hook, The Winnie Wake, Mr. Deco Sweet, Joe DePita, Spinny Wickham, and Jensen, The Advertisement, Diego Garcia, Kibikins, I American Idiot, Harmon Smith on the Chin, Oh No, Justin, Rand, Rui, 2 Wakes, 3 Wolf 7, Retro, Wannabe Hobo, Westa, JMM, SG, Veg, Groove Banana, Curtin Allen's Pack, Zal, Hathan, Auto Dubs a Cancer, please turn it off, make it turn off as default. You didn't say please. You didn't say please, so I won't do it. I could do it, but I won't. But I could if I wanted to. That's a reference to Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, the show, which you should watch. It's a good show. Okay, toodles.